We have got to get rid of those annoying cutout switches on the stand and the clutch. We're grown-ass human beings now, regardless of what my outfit may suggest. We don't need no safety switches trying to look after us. And while we're at it, let's turn that clicky kill switch into a momentary switch. Alright, let's get into it. Let's take back control from the machines. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the kill switch console. Undo this small screw and remove the switching unit. Now you can pop out the contact plate off of its retainer. Carefully remove the copper bridging or it will fly out, leaving you crawling around looking for it on the floor for 10 minutes. So yeah, now there's two springs, one little tiny one inside of the other one. You're going to want to get rid of this tiniest spring and also the pin that sits behind it. Remove this pin out of the red switch housing. This is the culprit that's been locking the switch into place. Replace the largest spring and the copper bridging bar. Clip the plate back into position, slip the button back into its housing and replace the screw. Remember, it's only plastic and doesn't need to be cranked down. Reattach the console into the handlebar and rejoice in the freedom that is not having to double click your kill switch all the time. You should now find that you've got a nice smooth momentary switch. Alright, moving on. Now to delete the clutch safety switch, locate this grey clutch sensor connection at the perch and using a pick or a small screwdriver, pressure the latch underneath to pull the clutch sensor wiring out of the perch. Then remove the headlight cowling to access this wiring loom. Finding the green and yellow striped wire, follow it to the plugs and disconnect both these plugs. Remove that piece of wiring harness and join the remaining wires. Your bike will now start in gear. Tuck in the loom, replace the headlight cowling, and now we are moving on to the side stand safety switch. First you need to whip the side plastics off and then yoink that seat. Find the side stand switch down by the left hand foot peg and remove that. Pry the guide plugs out of the frame rails and then it's just a matter of following up the wire, pulling it through those couple of reusable zip ties. Disconnect that green plug and remove that harness to go and live with the stock tank and the stock pipe. Wrap up the plug with some tape and then tuck it in. Find this relay package back by the battery on the left hand side and remove the condom. Now pull the plastic cap off and chuck that relay out. Go and find your little box of goodie connectors and grab out 2 male flat blades and the thickest piece of wire you can find in your shed, something around a 16 gauge. Crimp them together and you've got yourself a bridging connector. You're going to use this little homemade connector and plug it into where you just yoinked the relay out of. One end into the orange and black wire and the other one into one of the orange wires at the diagonal. You can go ahead and wrap your little unit up and pop the condom back on the top, making it nice and waterproof with some tape. Slip it back onto the handy little post that holds it all securely. Now your bike will start with the stand in any position and won't be cutting out on you as you're riding along. Check out this video for some riding hacks and here for some more modification ideas. Peace.